Okay, so what is a living wage? Well, first, a living wage historically was defined as your rent being one third whatever your monthly budget was. Now, I live in Massachusetts, so the starting rent around here for a one bedroom, one bath apartment is about $1,300. And on the state's minimum wage of $15 an hour, that is barely gonna, that's not even close. And if you multiply that 1,300 times three to get what the wage is supposed to be, you get $3,900, which translates to about $24, $25 an hour. So that's what a living wage in Massachusetts would historically be defined as if we kept the old adages and inflation. 24, $25 an hour. Now, let's talk about food for a moment because food in the basics, like America is really unhealthy today. Like you look around and you look at everybody and it's just people are struggling to get good food. And I do a lot of long distance running. In the past year, I have been pumping protein. And that is not cheap to do. Like getting a protein shake or every day or so, like that adds up because you're talking $2, $2, $2, and that's if you're budgeting $20 on food a day. That's a in necessities like gas. That's a big part of it, and I've never really been able to build muscle until I started doing that. And so I'd say about $15 to $20 on food a day is your minimum, and that fits very comfortably under that $3,900 uh, living wage with a $1,300 rent. But that's you just know people are not spending the money on food that they should be because they can't afford to, and that's really sad. And the savings rate before COVID was the average American had less than $400 in savings. And the stimulus checks, those I don't think a lot of people have those left because they've all been used on bills, utilities, and if you're barely scraping an extra $50 at the end of the month, it's going to take you literally years to save up your first, last, and your security, which is three times what the monthly rent is. So if you're only $50, $100 over, the month, like that's not a healthy financial position because you can't build up the savings to change apartments to have the liberty to improve your life. And then student loans, which is one thing I was talking about in the comment section on a MSNBC video. In student loans, I think we should have companies that mandate a bachelor degree for a job. They need to pay at least $3.12 over the minimum wage, and that's just to have the student loan pay for itself and not improve the lifestyle of the holder of the loan or the degree. Because if you're making $2,400 a month and your student loan payment is $500, like you're not going to be able to make that loan payment. No way. And there's 160 working hours in a month, so multiply 160 times $3.12. That gives you about $500, which is what you would need over mid wage to make the payment. And so my feeling is that if you go for a bachelor's degree, you should get at least 30% over what the minimum wage is. And if you have to go for a master's degree, 60% over. Doctorate degree, 90% over. And that's the entry level for these positions. And I know a lot of people who majored in mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, even computer science, and they can't find jobs that pay more than 16, 15.50 an hour. And there's been no compression in Massachusetts since the minimum wage moved up. And everyone just kept making the same the past 10, 13 years. Is minimum wage moved up, and it's wages have to go up. There's no getting around that. And I think $24, $25 is what a living wage would be. And how we get there, I'm not going to pretend to have all the answers, but $24, $25 an hour, I think that's what a minimum wage should be, at least in Massachusetts. And $17 an hour, as Bernie Sanders proposed, that would be probably the low end of what you could physically survive on. But if you're going to do anything more with your life, like have a family, do anything, it's got to be north of $20 an hour. Okay, now we just calculated that you need to make $3.12 over the minimum wage or livable wage to be able to afford a $500 monthly student loan payment. And it has to be $3.12 over the livable wage at that point because you have your bachelor's degree and you should be out of your parents' house and on your own. So all the arguments about minimum wage having to be livable for you at that point just go out the window. Because once you have your bachelor's degree, you need to be basing your income off what is livable. Because for that student loan to be paid back and fulfill the bond on it, you got to be making $3.12 over the livable wage. And I look at how many people I know with STEM degrees, mathematicians, physicists, biologists, even computer science majors, who are not making enough money to physically pay back their loan. It's like income-based repayment plans are effectively an admission that a student loan is in default. And I've had the thought that the reason the Biden administration is done the $20,000 student loan forgiveness is to help the bondholders out. Because someone owns those government bonds that guarantee the student loans. And if the loans aren't being repaid because the students are on income-based repayment plans, then that's effectively game over. And a bailout of the student loans is inevitable. And conservatives like to say the American taxpayer shouldn't have to bail out the student loans, but that has to happen anyway because someone owns that bond, guaranteed by the government, and the bond isn't performing. And then we can get into arguments about the 13th Amendment or whatnot. But the bottom line is, if a company is going to require a bachelor's degree, then that company should pay enough so that the student can pay back the loan on the bachelor's degree. And just taking the national average in $400 to $500 a month for a student loan payment, you gotta make $3.12 over the living wage. So $24, $25 an hour turns into 27, 28 for a living wage. And that seems a lot compared to like what most people make now. And maybe $22 is the living wage and people can eke by. But they have to have the capacity to pay back that loan. And I just don't see it. Not with the way things are currently set up. hit that subscribe button, and I hope to do more of these videos because doing this evening has actually been quite a bit of fun. See you guys later.